Good morning. Here, let me fix my camera.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hope that y'all are having a good morning. I hope that y'all not in any bad weather. We really haven't had bad weather here.
We had some good rain, but
Yeah.
The worst of the weather, and there was a lot of people that had damage all around in Texas and Oklahoma, and it's moving through Louisiana.
Carla
Mississippi
said
today.
it's quite a bit of damage up that way. It sure is. I'm Mary.
I'm Linda.
And we're Pinky Mouse Sisters in the kitchen. And we're going to make something, and I say this all the time, that we're doing something simple. And this really is. I know every one of y'all out there knows how to make bean soup. But the reason I chose this recipe is because we're supposed to have cold weather this morning, and actually, we're not going to have the really cold weather till Friday. Yeah. But anyway, I'm making a bean soup, and it's and I did have to do a couple steps before I got on air because beans takes 3 or 4 hours to cook. So I won't be able to have it completed, but I'm going to show you how to do it, and then I'll have to come back on later when the bean soup gets done and show you the completed product. But we're just going to do the steps this morning and show you.
It's smelling good in here.
Yeah, and also I'm going to show you how to, while the beans are cooking, I'll show you how to make one of these little bows, these little peppermint bows. I made this a couple weeks ago, and I thought y'all might want to see me make one of those. Now, what you can do is you can, whatever you have, beans that you have on hand, pintos, lima, navy, split peas, you can just put a combination of beans if you want to. I bought the package. It's a 15 bean soup. It's got 15 kinds of beans in this.
Oh my goodness, that's a lot of
It's
kinds
a lot.
of beans,
And I'm gonna and what I done is you put that in your big boiler or crock pot, or however you slow cook, or however you're gonna cook them. You cook it either way you want. I rinsed them and then put them in the pot, and I covered them at about 2 to 3 inches in water above the bean level, and I let them come to a boil. I've already done that. Come to a boil, and then you pour those beans out in a strainer and rinse them. Pour that water out that has been boiled, that has been sitting there for 2 hours. Pour that out. Put them back in the pot, and this is the pot of beans here. And you put water back in them, and then I put a little bit of piece of ham in there, but my pan here is getting hot. So now I'm going to saute, and I got an onion chopped up. Linda, you want? Okay.
So you'll have to tell me what to do, Mary.
All right. I'm gonna. This is a large.
Big onion,
It was a big onion, and I want you to know, it brought tears to my eyes. It was a strong onion. I did not chop them up fine. I don't chop them up fine for the beans. Do you, Linda? I don't. I do anything else, but I don't for the beans.
Well, I don't know.
Because they're going to cook all the pieces in the beans. They cook all the pieces. Well, I dropped them. That's me, you know. I'll pick it up later. Or get a paper towel and pick it up.
And what, you got olive oil in the skillet?
I've got 2 tablespoons of olive oil in the skillet, and we're just going to just kind of tenderize that meat. Let me pick this onion up and wash my hands. So just stir those for me, Linda, while I wash
Got
my
it.
hands. Just kind of soften up the onions a little bit with the olive oil, and then we're going to put them in the pot of beans.
Okay.
And I'm also going to put a teaspoon of minced garlic also in my pot of beans. And whenever you put these seasons, you really can do whatever of the amount of your spices that you want. You know, whether you want them spicy or
They are strong.
They aren't they? Oh,
Yeah,
they tearing you up?
A little bit.
Oh man, I'm telling you, this morning they were really tearing me up.
I can't see the comments on there, but I think Edward's watching us this
Oh.
morning. So shout out to
Hi, Edward.
our brother. Our brother, if you're watching. And I talked to Linnell this morning, and she's still weak, but her voice sounded stronger.
Yeah.
So she's still recovering, and thank y'all all for the prayers.
I guess I threw that can away. I put a can of stewed tomatoes in here, but I want them. I want the tomatoes kind of chopped up. You can put these in the blender or a food processor and blend them if you want to, but I didn't. I'm just gonna chop them up just a little bit smaller. They're gonna cook all the pieces of the beans anyway, but it just kind of flavored a little bit.
Those look really nice. What was that roll gold that you used?
Yes.
That brand?
Yeah.
Those are good tomatoes.
Yeah.
And you know, Berkshire's store brand is good tomatoes. Have you
Are
bought
they?
them?
Not lately.
They are. They're very good.
I'm just going to chop this up because they'll cook all the pieces in the beans, but Bobby liked this. I'm going to get that one little piece of green out of there. You know, the core. There's a little bit of, there's one tomato there that's got a little green core in it. Let's see if I can find it. That's it right there. Get my knife to cut it off. Linda, did you get in much rain this morning?
It rained pretty good when I was coming into Longview. The sky got real dark. I pulled over there in the VA parking lot.
Yeah.
And I looked at the radar because, you know, I do not like driving in bad weather.
I know.
And I was on the phone talking to Edward, and I pulled in the parking lot. It looked like it was moving pretty fast, so it did rain pretty good.
Well, when I came into Kilgore yesterday, it looked like there was black smoke.
Was that the clouds?
It was the clouds.
Oh, my goodness.
The clouds was just...
Now, that would have scared me.
The clouds were just rolling black, just like black smoke.
I would have been pulling a pinky paw on you. I'd have been finding me a place to hide.
They just moved right on out pretty quick. I'm going to go ahead and put these onions in here. I'm going to put my beans over here. I'm going to put these onions in here. Now these beans, I'm going to cook them for at least 2 hours, but before they're actually done. And that tomatoes, those onions will cook all the pieces.
So, did the tomatoes go in now, or are you gonna put them?
I'm gonna put the spices in next.
Okay.
I put a
And you said this one. Right?
yeah, a teaspoon.
That's a half a teaspoon.
I mean a half a teaspoon of paprika. Thank you, Linda.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put a half a teaspoon of chili powders. You can put as much spices as what you want in it, but I'm just putting a half a teaspoon. I forgot I just bought this and he opened it. Put that away for me, please. I've already put the garlic in there. I'm gonna put a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper.
Cayenne.
Spice it up just a little bit, but just a half a teaspoon, I mean. All right, I'm gonna put a teaspoon of cumin powder and Italian seasoning, and I put a teaspoon of black pepper and a teaspoon of salt. I may have to add another salt, but I'm putting ham in there, so I don't want it to be too salty. So I'm gonna check it before I add any more salt. Teaspoon of Italian. All right, I'm gonna get the and I put a little bit of ham in here, and then I'm putting this ham hock. How you say it?
Ham hock.
I'm putting
you
this
got
ham
that
hock.
at Bear Creek.
I got it at Bear Creek, yeah, and I got another one in there to give you.
That's all right.
Well, I need to get rid of it. So
I'm not going straight on,
Oh,
so
okay.
I can't take it today.
So that's going to spice it up. And you can cook this for an hour and then add your tomatoes, But I'm putting it in there now. And we've got them all kind of beat up. I'm just going to add it all in there and cook it for a couple hours.
Are you through with this tomato? Oh, you just got this out to show them, right?
Yeah. I'm not putting no more. I'm not putting no more tomatoes in here. Just that one can. This is going to make a big pot of soup. Bean soup. So I've got containers that I'll be taking somebody some. All right. Now, as soon as that comes to a boil, I'm going to turn it down on low and let it cook for 2 hours. If I need to add any more salt, I will taste it after it's cooked for another hour. And then I will make sure that I add some more salt if I need to. But once this comes to a boil, I'm going to turn it down. And it's coming to a boil now, so I'm turning it down. And now, I'm going to show you how to do this bowl. All right.
Do I need to wash that off?
You can. We're not going to be putting nothing on it, but thank you. I laid something right there the other day and it stained my counter.
Oh, little SOS pad.
I'll get it off.
Yeah.
This is parchment paper, and I put. This is, you do not have to do this.
I thought you were through that, Mary. I moved
That's,
it.
move what?
Your oil there.
Oh, that's okay. You don't have to put this oil on this parchment paper because it is parchment paper, but I've done it both ways. I made these little bowls a couple years ago when
I remember when you made that
at the church for the church, but I've done both ways, with oil and without oil, and I kind of liked it better using the oil. So you can make any size bowl you want, and that determines how many peppermints you put down. Linda, me and you. Yeah. Linda and I are going to unwrap the peppermint. I'm going to put, what I was going to say, I'm going to put a little oil on this paper.
So where are we putting the peppermints at?
On this paper here.
Okay.
I'm just, kind of, it helps hey, y'all like my reindeer horns?
They're kind of high.
They're kind of high. All right, you just kind of start in the middle. You put one in the middle and then you put them around. And
are you going to unwrap all these?
I don't know. I'm going to put them around. It just depends on what size bowl I use. I may use this size and I may use this size. I'm not sure.
That's a little tiny one.
Yeah. What you can do, this is something you could do for a Christmas gift. You could make your bowl and wrap it in clear saran wrap and put you some, what do you call them, chocolate, the little chocolate drops.
Hershey's Kisses?
Hershey's Kisses, any kind of candy, peanut butter, Reese's Cup, and put them in here, and then put your saran wrap, put in a little bowl, and it'd be a nice little gift. Now, the bowl won't last forever because it's peppermint. If you get it damp and moist, it will get sticky. This one here, I done it 2 weeks ago. It's not really that sticky, and it's very hard. Very, very hard. And you have to get hard peppermint candy. You can't get the soft kind.
These are easy to unwrap.
Yeah. I'm going to get that camera a little closer so they can see the way I'm arranging these. I think I can. I'm going to try to anyway. Okay, let's see, Jimmy. Start in the middle, and they have to touch. They have to touch, so, and you want to try to put them in a circle. But you want them kind of off-centered just a little bit because they melt. So you put one in the middle, and then put one all the way around it, and then start putting it in between them. And that makes it scalloped. Is whenever you put it in between. I did a lot. I did this whole round to make that. It takes more than what you think. So if you make a real small one, it probably takes 20 probably for a really small one. I'm gonna scoot over a bit so you can get the camera, Linda. that it's just a craft thing. You know, I like to do crafts. Okay, we're not. Let's see here. Let me see how many more. Like, one more I need. A few more, I guess. I got that camera not straight. You're not gonna eat this bowl because it'd be people's hands on it and everything. So I wouldn't recommend eating the bowl when you get through with it. I wouldn't recommend eating the candy. All right, that's probably let's see here. That's probably enough. This in here.
Need another one?
No, I think that's enough.
Okay.
Because you kind of can shape it once it gets melted. But that's just about how many I put on this bowl. I'm probably going to do this little bowl. It depends on how it looks. My oven is at 300, and you cook this for 8 minutes.
Okay. Set the timer?
Yes, please. Let me wipe my hands.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really proud and excited about Misty graduating from nursing school. Here, let's turn
Yeah,
it back
Misty
on
graduates tomorrow, and Edward told me this morning that because of her high GPA, she gets a special ribbon to wear around her neck.
That's great.
And
she's very smart.
To go so bad.
Me too, Linda. I did too.
And
I
it
just
just
wanted to really
didn't
go.
work out to where we could go, but I
Yeah.
sure did want to be there to cheer her on, because what she's
That's
done
a
is
big-
no small feat.
It's a big accomplishment. She has 2 children, and you know that always makes it harder. You know, to
when she first started, I think it was the first or second day, or maybe the first week or something. I don't know. Edward and Debbie will know what I'm saying, but when she come home, you know, Catherine, she stayed home with her kids since they were born. Misty had children probably a little bit later than
In
some
life.
mothers have them, and she was so thankful to be a mother. She purposed to sacrifice working. She was a phlebotomist, and to raise her children, to be there with them. And so she had literally been with those kids almost every day of their life, except, you know, when they were with Edward and Debbie. But she came home.
It was hard on Catherine, wasn't it?
Catherine. She came home, and Catherine asked her, was she a nurse yet?
Oh,
and it was like the first few days that she was in school. It was so cute.
That was sweet.
But
she's
Catherine's
really
grown
grown.
a lot.
Yeah, she has. Since
it started.
You know, it's mother's working. It's kind of, you know, twofold. You know, it's good to be at home with your children to, you know, to nourish them and bring them up and teach them and all. But it's also good for them to learn their own independence.
Yeah.
You know. So, and she stayed home long enough that the kids was old enough.
Yeah.
That it was a good age for her to be able to do that.
Who was it said, which one of your kids said, or what kid in or what adult mom in our family said that they wasn't letting their kids stay with nobody until they was old enough to talk? Who said that?
I don't know, but I remember that.
So they could tell them if something was wrong?
I think that was Shelley.
Sounds like Shelley.
I think that was Shelley that said that. Yeah, it probably was. So she said, at least so they could tell me if they was mistreated. It was Shelley that said that. But she's they said she went back to school and everything and worked and everything. Those kids have stayed. Of course, they didn't when they were babies.
Yeah,
you know, she stayed home with them.
So anyway, Misty, congratulations,
Yes.
and we're very, very, very proud of you. And I know they'll take pictures, and we'll get to see those of your graduation service.
Yeah. And I'll be on tomorrow. I'm gonna do something a sweet tomorrow. It's hard not to do sweets
This time of year.
this time
it
of the
is.
year. That's one reason that I chose to make this soup today. Is because we're doing so many sweets. I'm gonna make a red velvet cake one day, and tomorrow I'm doing a banana split cake. That's
Mama used to make those.
Mama made those
yeah,
every
all the
Christmas.
time.
Yeah, it seems like it ought to be called a banana split pie,
Yeah.
don't it?
It's like a,
But
it's a layered dessert.
it's layered. Yeah, yeah.
And they're very good. Mama made
yeah.
those for years.
And
She did.
just
But
something simple.
we still have several things.
Yeah.
I'm the coconut sour cream cake. That was the cake that Mama
Right.
made. It's different from our other coconut cakes. And Sandy's, pecan Sandy's. I want to make those. And
I'm gonna make some snickerdoodles and
what else was it that we
Mississippi
that we
mud.
had
I
planned
make
to
every
make?
year,
Mississippi mud.
and I had thought about making some biscotti.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if we're gonna have time or not.
You know
Because we
what?
got so much.
I opened the refrigerator this morning to rearrange something so I can set the orange slice cake in. By the way, I cooked 4 yesterday.
She did a lot.
And I saw my thing of cherries there. I want to make a cherry nut cake.
That's another.
Christmas just don't seem
That's
like
another
Christmas
thing.
without a
It's-
cherry nut cake.
I know. That's
So
another
I'm
thing.
going to make one.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah. I am. I hope it'll be eat. Did you ever talk to our cousins, William? And
I haven't talked to William. I talked to Judy, Lewis's wife, and she said they was going to try their best to make it here
Okay.
Christmas. And I thought about it after I went to bed last night that I got to find William's number and call him.
Okay.
Maybe I'll call him when I get off air. Don't let me forget it later.
He's one of our. These are our pension
Our age,
cousins.
yeah.
And, I was in Yuma, Arizona. Not Yuma. I was in Quartzside. 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 Is that in California or is it in Arizona? I think it's in Arizona. It's right on the line of California. Quartzside. It's right on I-10. And it was my birthday, and William called me.
Yeah.
And he had another friend in his phone that was, and he would call me from time to time, but it was Linda, and he called me I think at 4 o'clock in the morning because, it was 2 hours time difference.
Yeah.
And he didn't realize that he had called me. And
Yeah.
of course he talked to me for several
Yeah.
minutes. They didn't know I was in the other time zone on the other side of the world.
Well, you answered the phone?
Yeah, I had several calls that morning.
Oh my
And
goodness.
they called me,
Yeah.
and several other people
Yeah.
called me that morning early on my birthday. It was probably one of the hardest birthdays I'd had since Mama died, and it was 4 years after she died. It was
Is
in
that right?
2007.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Aunt Faye
Aunt Faye called yesterday, yeah.
and Aunt Laverne is in the hospital with
Yeah.
I don't know. Are we supposed to say this?
I don't know.
Anyway, we need prayer for our
Yeah.
Aunt Laverne and Aunt Faye too. Aunt
Yeah,
Faye
both
is
of them need
just
prayer.
she struggles with some issues that she's had
Yeah.
for a while, and we love our aunt so much. And when we talk about our aunts, we hardly ever mention Aunt Linda Joyce because
I
we
know.
consider her
Us.
almost our
She
age.
is almost our age.
Because
she's
80.
She's 4 years older than me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and her and Uncle Jesse grew up with us,
Yeah.
almost like we were siblings.
Mhm.
And we'll talk about our aunts, and we don't mention her.
I know.
We're
You
not
seem
trying
like
to slight her.
yeah.
We don't think of her
I
as an aunt.
don't.
But
She's.
we love her too.
I do. I love her so much. She was really close to my heart. And of course, her first child, Karen, was. Oh, I love that child.
Karen wasn't her first child though,
No, it wasn't.
but it was her daughter.
Her daughter, yeah. I was 18 when Karen was born, and we was going through a hard time because Daddy had just
Yeah.
died, and so I just kind of cleaned to her and rocked her, and it was comforting to me just to hold the baby, and she was sick, so she needed to be held, so I just really grown fond of her.
We were actually in
It's not quite.
in Fayetteville when Karen was born.
Yeah, we
went up there to
went to
stay with
stay.
him.
I'm gonna show them.
Do you want me to set this for another minute or two?
See, that's the peppermint, and it's not quite ready. I know when it's ready. It's not quite ready. So that was 8 minutes, and so it's probably another 2 minutes, maybe.
Okay, I'll set the timer.
You
so
said
we
it's
don't lose
yeah,
time.
maybe 2 more minutes, Linda.
So the year Karen was born, that was the year that Daddy took a carload. And when I say carload, we had a station wagon, 1962 white Ford station wagon. It was huge, and we took a bunch of girls from the church. It was loaded, and the luggage on the top of the car. And he actually broke an axle.
Did.
With
With
an
girls
on the
had
way
so
or
much-
on the way
on the
home?
way back, because we weren't with them.
Yeah.
We weren't with
And they had to get it fixed because it had been so much weight on the car.
Yeah.
But from North Little Rock camp meeting, which was Brother Bishop A.O. Holmes, which he's gone on to his reward. His son pastors there now, and it's not at the same location. But we went to the camp meeting. And after the camp meeting was over, Mom and Daddy, and they took the rest of the crew home.
Right.
Me and Mary rode a bus to Fayetteville.
Yeah.
One of the worst experiences of my life,
She was scared to
bar
death.
none.
She was scared to death.
We hadn't slept in like 4 days because we'd stay up all night either singing, praying, or talking.
Right.
And there was so many people there, and it was just so much fun.
We
And
had a lot of fun.
we got on the bus, and Mary was so dead tired that she went
I
to
was-
sleep.
I was on the side with the window too. You weren't even on that side.
No. And that bus driver was riding through those Ozark Mountains, and every 2 or 3 seconds I was waking her up. Mary, look how close we are. We're going to go off the cliff. I was petrified.
You were scared. Well, when I look out the window, it was just a drop off. You didn't see no road, but
This was before interstates.
Yeah,
This
I
was
know.
a 2-lane road through the Ozarks. And it terrified
yeah.
me.
Well, the way I looked at it is this man has probably been down this road 1,000,000 times, and he can see better than I can. So I'm just gonna trust the Lord that we get there safely.
Another example of Mary and
it's
Martha.
ready.
Mary is the Mary, and I am the Martha.
Okay, this is
Okay.
ready. Okay.
I've never seen you do this.
Okay.
I think I know what you're going to do, but I'm not sure. Or how you're gonna do
That's
it.
not melted very good in the center there, but that's really not melted enough,
You
Linda.
think it needs to go in
Yeah.
there another minute or two?
I think it needs to go in there a little bit longer. Those in the center haven't melted. Thank you. Just open the door for me again. I'm just going to keep an eye on it. Let me see. No, they're not melted enough.
Do we need to stir this or no?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and start.
It's boiling away,
Yeah,
isn't
it
it?
is. I need to show them again, too. Pot of beans. That's a pot of beans. Okay, well, we're going to wait another minute, too. That peppermint, the center of it, I wonder why it wasn't getting hot in the center, because
don't
it
know.
usually just all spreads at one time. Well, we'll find out in a minute, but it's almost done. I don't want it to get too melted, you know what I mean? I don't want it to just be
Like
liquid.
liquid.
Yeah. So I'm not going to give it long. Let me turn that light on so I can watch it.
So we've always felt really close to Karen.
Yeah.
And Karen has been a huge blessing to me and Mary
Yes.
over the years, but especially recently in the last year or two, she has helped us with several projects with
My
Mickey
antlers ain't
Mouse.
wanting to stay on.
Well, you can take them off if they're too heavy, too top heavy.
Well, they just slide. That's funny. Why's yours staying? You must have a smaller head than me.
I don't know.
Or may I? I
Maybe
don't
it's
know.
bigger. My head's bigger than yours.
No. The reason it's sliding up is because it's not stretching far enough, so it makes my head bigger.
I don't know.
I don't know. Don't matter. I think I got them arranged now. Is this antlers or is this horns?
I think it's antlers. It looks kind of like that one that was about 3 feet from my car this morning coming over
Linda.
here.
Tell 'em what happened.
I just told Mary the other day. I always caution her. I'm the worry wart of the family, like my mama, and I caution Mary because there's so many little roads. When we go the back way. And people come out, log trucks come out, and you usually always see deer or I told Mary, I'm pretty sure I saw a bear cub the other day, and don't laugh because
Oh, yeah.
there was a thing in the paper that they have spotted bear cubs in East Texas in our area.
Is that right?
And I'm pretty sure it was a bear cub that run out in front of me. It's too big to be a dog, but
Okay, you can see that they kind of run together.
That looks more
So-
mounted.
And this is the way I wait just a second, but I'm just trying to think. I think this bowl actually is going to be too small, so I'll just do this one.
You want me to move this so you have more room?
Well, you can. I'm on.
So
Take
I
this
was
off.
on between where you pass the road to turn to Harleton and where you turn back to go to Longview. I was riding along going about 55. I wasn't speeding. And I looked up and there was a deer like probably less than 2 feet in the
goodness.
road from my car. It literally scared me half to
You
death.
turn your bowl over like that.
Yep, that's just what I thought she was going to do.
And that you just
Mold it.
mold it on that bowl.
Is that hot?
It's a little hot. You just,
That's so cute.
isn't that cute?
And you didn't butter your bowl or anything?
You have to kind of work fast because it dries fast. Oh, I didn't have it centered. I got a
I
lopsided
didn't- I
bowl.
didn't notice
That's
that,
okay.
Mary.
Well,
I
I think
couldn't
it's
see
still.
that
I
side.
think it's still warm enough that I can mold it.
So you actually use that to do that with.
Yeah.
Okay. It smells good. Peppermint smells so good.
Okay. All right. And you just let it cool, and then you got your bowl. And it's hard. It's hard as a rock when it cools.
And you just pick the bowl
Yeah.
up and bring it
Yeah,
in.
and I didn't center it good. I was, and you have to do this fast. Yeah, I didn't center it good at all. I can't do things.
hard to see all the way around it.
When I'm on camera, I don't work as good as when I'm not. But anyway, you can tell that you can tell I didn't get it centered. But there's your bow, and I didn't see how high this is, and this is not low. I mean, this is low. I didn't center it very good.
But that's okay. You can still
Yeah.
use it. It's just
Yeah.
kind of like a
Just
vase.
Yeah.
They're off centered sometimes.
you just fill this with, after it cools, it's still hot now, but it'll be really hard. And like I said, don't use the soft peppermint. This is hard peppermint, and it dries real hard. It's still too warm, but there. And then you put chocolate kisses, Reese's peanut butter, and then peanut butter candy. Wrap it saran wrap. Not you can buy the clear basket wrap and put a bow on it and
That'd make a really cute gift.
yeah, give it to your neighbor. It's really hot, but it's not too hot to work with. So
That's a great idea, Mary.
so anyway, it's hard. Hear how hard it is.
Yeah,
It's hard.
already-
It's hard as glass. So anyway, there. And then now let's see if we can. I'll show you our beans again. See? I've got that ham bone, that ham hock. Whenever it'll completely cook off of the bone, and then I'll take that bone out, and it'll just have ham in there, have ham pieces in there.
That's going to be really good, isn't it?
And I've got the cornbread already made, so I'm gonna
You
turn
got
it.
supper cooked.
I do, and so I'm gonna take some to a few people I know. And I'm gonna turn this oven off too, so we don't need the oven anymore. Well,
So I've got something fun to do when I leave here.
So
Not
what
that
are you
this
doing?
wasn't fun, but
What are
I
you gonna
was
do?
waiting on the list from the kiddos.
right.
And so I got the list late last night. And so I've got I got 4 little people to buy for today that I'm very excited about.
I've already sent mine up to Wichita Falls for them, and hopefully we'll get to FaceTime them and watch them open them.
Yeah.
I hope so. You know, you don't never know what kids wants, and when you're not around them much, these are the grandkids that we don't get to see anymore, or don't get to see once a year or whatever. Yeah. And so hopefully we'll get to I'll get to see them open them, and they've grown so much.
I know.
They've grown so much in the last, what have they been? I started to say
months.
missing.
19 months.
Might as well say missing. We ain't got to be with them. And so it's been a long time.
We've seen them, what,
I've
twice?
seen them.
I mean, have
I've seen them.
twice?
I've seen them
You've
3
seen
times.
them 3 times.
I've seen them 3
twice.
times. I've seen them 3 times for a very short time, supervised. We had to be. We couldn't take them by ourselves. So anyway,
We love these kids.
we love them so much. And they used to come and stay with me during the summer some, and I just
But
miss
they
them
know
so
we love
much.
them.
I think
They
they
do.
know we
They
love
know we
them.
love
I
them.
think they do. So anyway, but they're just getting so big and older till you don't know what to get kids after they've gotten teenagers, you know.
I know.
But that's okay. He told you what they wanted. didn't he?
Kaylin wears the same size shoe I do.
Is that
and
right?
She's 12.
Yeah. And Haley's 13.
Yeah.
And she wears size 10 shoe. She is
wears
tall.
a bigger shoe than Renee does.
Yeah, she's gonna be a big girl. So anyway, I'm excited to get to see them on FaceTime. Anyway.
Yeah, we are.
So.
We're very excited
Yeah.
and thankful that they're going to let us do this. Very
Yes,
thankful.
I'm very thankful. So it's a short video, but I will be back on, and when I serve myself a bowl of mixed bean soup today, I will come back on and show it to you.
Yeah, let everybody see how good
Let
it
y'all
looks.
see what it looks completely done. Beans, you just have to cook them a long time. So that's what we're going to have to do. And maybe the next video is not going to, I'm going to be able to start from finish. So hopefully, and it will be.
And are we on for Friday evening?
And Friday evening, we're going to be doing a little Christmas get together here at my house on the front porch. We're going. Some of the children from my church are going to be here to sing some Christmas carols to y'all. That's kind of our gift to the ones that are not going to be able to get out and hear Christmas carols or whatever. So the children are going to sing for y'all. And on the
we
front
hope
porch.
y'all will join us. And if you can't
Yes.
join us live, we hope that you will watch
Right.
it on replay.
It'll be
It'll be fun.
It'll be at 5:30 Central Standard Time Friday evening that we're going to be doing singing some carols, some Christmas carols.
And
So-
are you going to get back home besides that?
Oh, tomorrow? You mean what? Tomorrow?
Or no?
Today I'm gonna show them the bean
Yeah.
soup. Then tomorrow I'm gonna make the banana split
Banana
cake.
split. And
then Friday.
I may make Sandy's. All of this depends on, if everything goes okay and we're not we're okay as far as we're not too tired, because we have a lot going on right now.
Yeah.
And hopefully we won't have any power issues since the storms passed by. So
Yeah.
Lord willing, anyway,
Yeah.
the creek don't rise too high.
Yeah. I just hadn't been able. I just can't do any baking until after Friday. I've just got too much to do this week. But next week I'll start doing
But
some of
you've
my
spent-
baking.
Mary has
So,
spent hours
anyway.
on her yard.
Well,
And y'all will see it Friday evening.
It's Chuck spent more time than I have. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And thank y'all for all your support. And we thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
I'll see you after a while with the soup when I get ready to eat it.
Be sure to count your blessings.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.